When I first saw a photo of the car 35 years ago, when it was launched in 1987, I made a promise there and then that one day I was going to be the owner of one. And over the years, that turned from a promise into a passion and then an obsession. Every time I see the car, I don't have to get in it, I just get such a buzz, because I think even now, 35 years on, that car will stand the test of time and looks as good in the modern supercar age as it did when it was first launched. You know, it's an icon. And I think, you know, whether you're young or old, everyone recognises the F40 for what it is. You know, just a fabulous design car, and I don't think there's anything that will ever take that place. It handles well, it accelerates, and it stops, you know, impeccably. It's just an amazing car to drive. And about 3,000 to 4,000 revs, when the turbos actually start operating, it's like a bullet out of a gun. There's nothing on the road that will give you a thrill like when those turbos come in, because they don't gradually come in, it just comes in with a bang, and you accelerate so quickly, it frightens the life out of you. And I guarantee that it'll bring a smile to anybody's face when they're in the car. It is just an incredible car to drive. Five years ago, I was in a financial position that I was able to start looking to purchase one. I've spent the next 3 years touring all over Europe, and I must have seen at least 20 F40s, all described as Concours condition, but none of them really reached my expectations. And then 3 years ago, I got a phone call from a very good friend of mine, Jeremy Cottingham, who's a very well-known expert on F40s, and he told me he found my dream car in Frankfurt. So we managed to get a flight out to Frankfurt the next day, and when we arrived at the owner's fabulous property, the garage door opened, the cover went off, and I knew I'd seen my dream F40. The car is one of 78 cars delivered out of 1,315 to England. It was first registered by Maranello's in Egham in Surrey. It's got a very unusual English speedometer, which only obviously 78 cars have got. It's a 2,800-mile car, one owner from new. And the owner, when I saw him, was 84 years old at the time. I said to him, "How often do you use it?" And he said, "I haven't used it for 10 years because the last time I took it out, it scared the life out of me." That's how I ended up with such a fabulous original car. The car is totally original. Every nut, bolt, hose, brakes, everything is as it left the factory. The car is just a raw racing car for the road. The doors are open from the inside with a piece of wire. There's no storage space inside the car. There's no servo-assisted brakes, power steering. It's just got the basic dials in it. There's no carpets. The racing bucket seats made out of kevlar carbon fibre, all to do with the weight of the car. You know, they just took everything away that they could to make the car as light as possible, which ended up at 1,100 kilograms with nearly 500 brake horsepower. And obviously propelled it to 201 miles an hour, the first car ever to do it. And at the London Concours last year, it actually won the 200-mile-an-hour trophy out of quite a lot of prestigious cars that were there. So yeah, that was quite a thrill for me. It pretty much started in 1984. One of Enzo's team said that he thought they ought to get into Group B rallying. It started off as a 288 GTO road car, and then the Group B rally car was developed from that, and that was the first Ferrari that ever was fitted with turbochargers. From there, they built the Competizione, and I think there were 6 of those built. But in the meantime, Group B had got so accident prone because the cars were so fast and there was quite a lot of fatalities that they actually scrapped it before the Ferrari Group B car ever made a rally. So they decided to gather a team together. They started work with Pininfarina, and within 11 months they produced the F40 from the graveyard of the Competizione. And obviously, when it was launched in 1987, everyone knows what it done to the world. When we go to concours, it's just great to see little kids of 3 or 4 years old, F40, and can I sit in it? And I'm so pleased that they want to sit in it. And it's just a great feeling, and I love going to these events and seeing what that car means to so many people out there. Just to see it and be next to it is just as good as driving it.